So, for today's video, I will be interviewing Skyjay, who is the best Incineroar player in the world. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and also let me know down in the comments who you would like to see me interview next. But yeah, let's get into the video. So, I'm here with Skyjay, who is the best Incineroar player in the world. Don't even think it's close results-wise. You're kind of like in a tier of your own at the moment. Yeah, how are you doing? How is Europe? You're in Europe for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Well, around 10 days to be honest, because
Okay.
I just arrived to Ultimate Wanted and then boss battles, and literally after boss battles I just came back.
Okay.
But all cool to be honest. Like, it's really different. Like, it was something for me the moment since the first day of Ultimate Wanted, because it was a really clash, cultural clash, when everyone said like, hey, doubles is about to start, and everyone just sat instead of continue playing, like, you know, here in USA and Mexico is. So since that moment I was like, dude, what is happening? Why is everyone sitting? I like, tournament is about to start, and I'm like, dude, okay, but you are not still playing. And they were like, no, we have to hear the instructions. And I was like, whoa, that was like mind blowing to be honest.
Cultural differences. It is insane. It's cool though, because like their audience, like it gets packed when they're like watching sets and stuff. How did you deal with the jet lag? Because I'm assuming that was that your first time in Europe?
Yes, it was. To be honest, like, it's not the first time I actually traveled like that kind of trips, because I once was in Australia.
Okay.
Just like to have fun. Actually, I wasn't even playing as much those days, but like that jet lag was around, I think, 15 hours. So
Okay.
It was not the first time I'm getting like that jet lag. So 6 hours, it was a little bit difficult, but as it was like 6 hours later, to be honest, the difficult part was to waking up or not wake up like in the morning, like really early in the morning. But overall, I think it was easy, to be honest. It was just not sleeping on the afternoon, really waiting for the night.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was gonna say if you've done like a 15-hour time difference, in like 6 is nothing. So yeah. What made you main Incineroar?
Okay, to be honest, it's nothing like, I mean, I'm a Pokemon fan, not that big, but the thing is, was like, one day I used to be a main Zelda in early Ultimate, but one day in randoms, it just appeared like Incineroar there, and I was like, okay, this is actually a cool character, and I play him just for fun. Then they patched the OB. That I don't know if you remember that early OB, that it was like,
It was bad.
literally nothing,
Yeah.
nothing, dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I could test Incineroar in a tournament, and I went in that monthly, and I almost win the tournament, and it was like, okay, I think we can play Incineroar for Zelda bad matchups. Then someone invited me to, in Mexico City regional, and it was like, okay, I may just pull Incineroar out, and it went like really good. The one that pulled me out of the tournament was Big Boss, so it was like, okay, I actually did something really good in that tournament, and I just keep it playing. Like, I think like that character really fits my playstyle, and I really have a lot of fun playing that character.
Okay. And wait, sorry, who did you say you played before Incineroar?
Zelda.
Okay, I was like, did he say Zelda?
Yes, I was Zelda main.
Were you Zelda in the previous games, or did you play the previous games competitively?
No, I play Smash 4 like 1 month before it actually dies for Ultimate. But on Ultimate, I mean on the 4 I used to play Cloud. I didn't know it was like top tier, like top 2 in the meta. I was just like having a character, and then I just play Zelda because I love Zelda games. But like Ganondorf, I didn't like it. I don't know how. Like, I really can't play like the 3 links. I just didn't find it funny, and we were just like, okay, let's play Zelda. And Phantom Slash was really broken on early Ultimate because no one knew how to play against it.
Yeah, that move's annoying. Online especially.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite Zelda game?
My favorite Zelda game, I will say, I may sound like a little bit poser, but I will say like Ocarina of Time. I just really enjoy like the game overall. I enjoy that it's a long game, because for example Majora's is really good, but I think it's not that long. I mean, if you know what you are doing. But Ocarina of Time has a lot of content. The only bad thing about Ocarina, and almost I think all Zelda games, is that sometimes the bosses are really easy. Like the puzzles and the temples and everything, it's really cool, but you just arrive to the boss and it's like a 30-second fight, and you just win it. Like, dude, I need something that makes me believe this game is like actual a blast. For example, that was my problem with Breath of the Wild.
I've never. Well, I played. There's like a story. So I played Breath of the Wild on stream, and my chat was just giving me shit, so I just stopped playing it. I literally have not, cause they were just backseat gaming. It was so annoying. I'm like, F this. I don't want to play this stupid game. Game of the year, my ass. Also, my favorite Zelda game is Majora's Mask. I like Majora's Mask.
I really love the story of that game.
Yeah, no, same. That's why it's my favorite. One last Zelda question. So, the Water Temple. What did you think about it?
Oh my god. I mean, the last times is like easy, obviously, but the first time, and if you don't want to play like with a guide, because that will be like you're not even playing the game. Dude, it was, oh my god, it's an amazing temple. Like the one that actually designed that temple, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy how he can create something that difficult. But I mean, I love the temple, but I hate the temple. At the first moment, you're like, dude, I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing the right things. I don't even know if I'm like doing something and not just like putting the water and moving the levels of the water. So I will say it's amazing.
Okay. I hate that temple. I'm just gonna say it. I hate that temple. Okay, but moving on. So you made Zelda, and then you had a secondary Incineroar. At what point did you just completely drop Zelda and made Incineroar? Because to my knowledge, I don't think you've used a secondary like for a while.
It was actually after this Mexican tournament, Ragnarok. It was the regional I just talked about. At that moment, I was like, I'm just playing Incineroar for covering Zelda bad matchups, but at the moment I didn't realize, like I was just playing Incineroar the entire time. But I will say after that, maybe what was this tournament? Actually it was Smash Factor 8, literally the last one. No, not the last one, the one before. I was like, okay, I'm actually I want to go full Incineroar on the run. Let's see how it goes. It went really good. Like it was my first major, and I had like 32 plays, like with a 6 months experience over everything in Smash. So I was like, okay, I think this is gonna be my chart. I didn't know it was like bottom tier those days. I just had fun playing it, and I continued like that.
Okay, well, I mean, you're definitely proving that Incineroar is not bottom tier, because
not at all.
Yeah, the stuff you're doing, I've definitely have heard people just mauled. Okay, so I guess when you first heard that Incineroar was bottom tier, what was like your initial reaction? Like, did you disagree? Were you just like, oh, maybe I should drop him?
I mean, the first time I heard that, it was between tier list and Chach. The first time I played with him, telling me that you should drop that character when he used to play England. Because I played with him, we played like 2 money matches, I won both of them. But he told me like, you're really good at this game, you have to drop that character. Obviously, at that moment I was like, I mean, it's Shaq, you know, he says that for something, so I may have to take that in count. Then I saw the tier list. I don't remember what tier list, like, of who was the tier list. But at that moment I was not into playing so hard the competitive, you know, like I wasn't even trying to get out of my region. The only time I did it, it was on this regional on Mexico City. In that moment, I was like, okay, it may be a bad character, but I'm actually having a lot of fun with it. So I'm just gonna keep playing it. I think that was it actually. Like I didn't realize it was a bad in competitive. I was having fun, and then it just came out that he is not that bad.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things when you're playing a character. Like if you actually enjoy them, you're able to push them farther than other people, because like all the stupid little things that you find with the character you enjoy, you're like, oh man, that's so funny, like I need to get better at doing this. Like it just shows, like if you actually love the character you're playing, you're gonna be able to push them farther than just playing a character because they're good. Like it just feels soulless if you're not having fun playing that character, you know?
Yeah, totally. Like people have been telling me since like these 3 years, hey, why are you not playing like something with a better tier or a secondary? And I tried, like I actually tried, but it was just like it was not me, you know. I tried like Paramidra, I tried obviously Bowser because he was supposed to be like a better Incineroar, but it was that like I was just playing really a generic character. Well, the generic way of playing a character. Like I was just doing nerfs with Bowser, I was just doing nerfs with Midra. So I was like, no, I'm not having fun at all. Maybe it covers, like, if I have to face, I don't know, Zero Sweet Samus, obviously Midra is way better idea than Incineroar. If I have to face any Zero Sweet Samus in bracket, not even like Mars, you know, like any Zero Sweet Samus, I will not be confident in throwing a secondary, but I will be like, okay, Incineroar is gonna be a difficult matchup, but it's my character.
Yeah, and then even if it is difficult, because you're putting so much time into it, you're gonna know that matchup better than the Zero Suit Samus, so that's kind of an edge that you'll have. Dude, even then, Incineroar just kind of kills you sometimes. Like, I've gotten F smashed at like 10% and died. Like, what kind of character is this? Who designed this game?
It just happened. Yeah, it just happened. Like, I mean, it's advantage. Someone hits me like, I don't know, 150. And then I just side B off stage or at the ledge at 30%, and it's like, okay, I'm winning.
Yeah, so I feel like that character just, even if something's like quote unquote bad, the X factor he has of being able to kill you so early kind of makes up for the difficulties. Like, not fully, but it makes it doable.
Yeah, totally. Like, everything that can happen is gonna be like, you can just pull out one interaction and you're gonna be able to win that.
Okay, so let's talk about, I guess, your first out-of-country experience, because, like you said, you haven't really been traveling for that long. Like, this is like kind of a recent thing, and then, like, before you said you were just playing it for fun, and then started getting more serious. So I guess, when did it start to get more serious, and then when did you start traveling for it?
Okay, actually, the first time I traveled, it was pre-pandemic, so I already went to USA before everything happened. But you don't know because I was not of a big of a name. People didn't realize I was in that tournament. It was on Glitch on 2019. That tournament I had to play against Game & Watch. Actually, it was Dingus Joe. In loser's bracket, I got into MBD because he was upset by Tariq. And okay, it was really an experience. I wasn't expecting to do like extremely good because it was my first time. I didn't know what to do. I was really nervous. It was out of the country. I was supposed to get like that placement I got. That was my seed, but I was really nervous overall. Like, I made mistakes that the first time traveling will happen. But at that moment, I realized I really wanted to keep traveling. Like, I really wanted competitive game because I was able to see Meister playing in that tournament. I was able to see like Clothesline, the best players in that moment. I was like, dude, I really want to be there. I really want to be on the stream. I really want to be like, even if people is not helping me or cheering for me, I want to be the crowd behind me and everyone is screaming. So I will say like that. In that moment, I realized I really wanted to keep competing.
That's cool to hear. Yeah, I mean, just being at big events like that, it's an intoxicating feeling, I would say. It's just such a good feeling. It's so nice to just have the whole crowd watching you, like everyone just yelling over like the littlest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. So after that, I'm assuming you didn't travel until like post-pandemic.
Exactly.
I guess, do you want to talk about that? So like, because it's basically like a 3-year time skip, right?
It was like, I mean, it's not that many events, or maybe yet, but it was like, I had the chance to travel against two Glitch, like literally the same event, but like 3 years after. I started to get like better placing, like 33. Well, I got a 33 problem like in really a lot of events, but then it was like, the moment I start to break those barriers was on poor priority, where I got 17. Then it was main stage. I got a really good run, and then I just keep it playing. Like, every time I step into the stream, something crazy is gonna happen, because like my character and any other character, it doesn't matter. And it was like, that was like this 1 year, 2 years that have been running after pandemic. Like, I'm really thinking like these last months are the ones that I'm actually popping off, because I've been having like better results. Or even if I have to win like the set, I don't know, against, for example, Mr. R, everybody saw like that clip on when I just put him off the stage and I just revenge. Something crazy is gonna happen if I'm on the stage. So I love that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said earlier. It's like you could just die with Incineroar. He's just
yeah,
he's nuts. So what do you think is like the biggest reason you've been improving the way you have been? Because you just kind of talked about it, like your results have been steadily getting better. So what do you think is the main thing that's helping that?
Actually, Incineroar teaches a lot of competitive, because normally everyone is so used to being playing the same way. Like, for example, I don't know, Palutena is obviously gonna throw Nair, but it's gonna be safe because it's a safe aerial, And with Incineroar, it's not like that. Like, I have to improve every time I play in every tournament, but I have to improve a lot. Like, I have to really check my options, so that helps me a lot in every set I have to face. Like, my latest run on boss battles was with really, maybe not extremely bad matchups, but it was like Greninja Incineroar is not good, Shikra Incineroar is not good, Sephiroth, Sonic, dude. Those kind of matchups, I have to play like with really good tools, but I have to play at the moment with like, I have to see what tool I need at every moment. So Incineroar actually makes me improve a lot like on my gameplay overall. I think I'm improving more than other people, just because they are used to the normal flowchart, and I have to go even further than that. And it took time. Like, that's the reason I haven't top 8, for example, yet, but I'm like really close, because I had to take my time to actually improve in every matchup. But like now it's actually, you can actually see like that improvement overall in everything, in every matchup. Like, even if I have to face something bad, I'm already prepared for that. So next time I face like that matchup, even if I lose, I don't know. For example, I lost against Siski. I'm pretty sure the next time I'm gonna win, just because now I have like the information about the character I didn't have before. So now that I have like all, maybe not all, but almost every matchup, like the 75 matchups, 80 matchups we have. Now that I know what to do in every situation, in every scenario, I'm gonna be able to pull out any run in my next tournaments.
Okay, that's crazy to hear. So, so what you're saying is, you feel like Incineroar just has such, like, you have to be so diverse in how you approach the character, because there's not like just a one move that you can heavily rely on with the character, and I guess it's the same with the matchups. Like, you can't approach every matchup the exact same way. So it's just a lot of constantly thinking and theorizing and like just figuring out stuff as you're playing.
Exactly. Literally, that's the point. I don't have a move, as you said, to rely on. I don't have, I don't know, a spin dash. I don't have like Fox Snare, stuff like that. Every time I press something, I'm committing to something. Even if it's a side B, a neutral B, any aerial, whatever you want, I'm committing to something. That hard punishes I've been receiving like for pressing each button make me realize what to do or what not to do. That's why every time for example, I think the most amazing part of my gameplay is actually my revenges. Like, my revenges are really something. Okay, why did that work? Or he actually used the revenge in the moment he needed to. Like, you try to out of shield me, I use revenge, or you try to stay in shield, I'm gonna save it. Like, my revenge is really awesome for that because I have been in a lot of situations. But yeah, like, the reason I've been improving a lot is because Incineroar needs to, like, as a Incineroar main, you have to improve against the players and the characters, and not just about like throwing the same move and the same combos over and over again.
That just sounds mentally exhausting. That sounds like you need like an insane amount of mental stamina to be able to do that. So yeah, that's like I said, it's crazy. It's like crazy impressive.
It is exhausting, but the moment you pull out something crazy, like, you know, when you see like that side B doing 75 damage, or is spiking someone with the LB, or, you know, those crazy things that sometimes happen, or creates, like, okay, my stamina went from almost 0%. Then you see a side B of 75 or killing someone at 20-30%, and now you're like, okay, I'm actually full right now.
Oh, so you feel like whenever like a specific situation happens, it kind of like increases your stamina, like it wakes you up.
In every sense, not only the stamina, like, exactly, wake me up in everything. Like, okay, I was losing, but then that happened, and I like, okay, now we are talking, or I'm winning, and I don't know, get something crazy like the side B, and now I'm 3 stuck in my opponent, even if it's like, I don't know, an O2er or MK Leo. Like that big of a comparison. But now in that moment something crazy happens. It's like, okay, I have the advantage, I'm doing this, I can do this. Like, Incineroar revenge is not a comeback mechanic. I have never think of revenge that way. I think it's just like a really amazing counter. It can be, yeah, of course, a comeback mechanic, but I think it doesn't activate when you are losing. It activates at any moment. So that's I don't know how to call that. I'm just watching, like, you are losing the disadvantage, or you are actually winning more advantage. So you hit something with revenge, it feels amazing, and more because when you hit like the smashes or the side B, it just zooms in, and it like, and more because of the crowd. Like, you have the crowd in the moment, and something happens, like the zoom in, everyone goes crazy, like, oh my god, like, you can't even hear the casters, you can't even hear the crowd saying, oh my god, the 75, the what percentage was that? Everyone like, oh, and then I was like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, no, that move is definitely the hype bringer. It definitely, people lose it when that happens. The player, the opponent, the crowd, everyone just goes crazy. Okay, so you kind of talked about it before, and then I guess with you talking about like the mental stamina thing, I want to bring up boss battles again, because you had an insane losers run. You lost like, right. I think you lost like, yeah, you lost in your pool, correct? And then you had to win, was it 12 sets straight?
It was an 11 set streak, and the 12th one I lost to Siski.
Okay, yeah. So I guess just talk about that. Like what was your mindset going into it, and then how are you able to just maintain that level of stamina? I mean, I'm assuming it's like you hit a lot of revenge side Bs, but yeah,
it was difficult, not gonna lie, because I wasn't feeling really good playing singles since Ultimate Wanted, because that day the singles day I really didn't play like I'm used to play. Like, I was not feeling like that thing, you know, when something is going really good. So in boss battles I was like, okay, maybe this could be a little better. Then I lost round 2. It was like really demoralizing. I got into losers. I got kind of lucky of how I went out of pools. Like, nothing crazy. It was just like, you know, the normal 2 people autopilot and someone wins just because of that. because one autopilot was better than the other. Then like I had the fortune to receive like the message of my girlfriend to actually, and I tell her like, okay, this is going really bad. Like I'm already in losers. I was supposed to be like losing against Siski on winner semis, and I almost drowned in pools. Like, how can I recover from that? And she just started telling me a lot of really cool and good things. Like, I'm really glad with her for that. And I will, okay, we can keep it up. We can keep it up. Then my first set, it was game 3. But the third game, I just felt like, okay, I really want to win not only this set, I really want to get to pay. I really want to get like as far as I can. And then in that moment, like my gameplay went crazy, dude. Like I was just 2-1, then 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. I got into game 5 against Middens, a Kazuya, a really good Kazuya. I don't know if it's from UK. It was like I was 2-0 down. It was like, okay, yeah, this can go really bad. But in any moment, I felt like, okay, if I lose in this moment, I'm okay, I'm cool. I already did the loser run, but I'm gonna play like the best as I can, and I'm not gonna be like, okay, Kazuya grabbed me at 0. Even if he grabs me at 0 and he kills me at the game 3 at the really start, I'm gonna be cool with it. I'm just gonna give the best of me. It was the reverse trio, like a really crazy reverse trio. Then top A, I was kind of nervous, not gonna lie. I was tired already. Like my physical and mental was already on the floor of the, dude, I don't know if I can continue with this. Then it just happened. Like, we were like, okay, let's do it. Let's keep it up. 3-0 against Sandro, a really good Bowser that actually upset Fatality. Then another reverse 3-0 against Lancelot. He was playing really good the matchup. It was like tiring to play against him. 3-0 Cirques, the Sephiroth player. 3-0 Peli, Sonic Incineroar. Like everyone told me like, dude, how did you play that? And I was like, I don't know. You just feel like you're gonna take the right choice. And in the moment, I don't know if you saw the clip of how the set started. The set started, I grabbed him, 40%, revenging one spin dash. I ran across Pokemon Stadium to the other side with Incineroar, like the slowest character in the game. I just ran to the other side and grabbed the next spin dash. I killed Peli at 40%. And since that moment, in the first stock of the first game, and in that moment I was like, okay, we are actually already winning this. We just need to keep the momentum like this. And it went like that. Really crazy, like how I was tired before top 8. And in the moment I was facing Peli, I didn't feel like, not even a thing of, okay, I may lose, I may be really tired. It was just like, as I just told you, like, I just said like, it was revenges, stamina at the 100%. And then he just ended with Siski. I didn't know what to do at all in that matchup. We don't have, like, who plays Samus, dude? Like, literally, who plays Samus?
Yeah.
The only Samus we used to have was this Joker, really amazing Samus. But he stopped playing. Well, he didn't stop playing, but he's not playing almost anything. So I can't get like the matchup experience. I haven't played against any USA Samus. I haven't played against Ice. I haven't played against, I don't know who other Samus you have exactly. Teaser exactly. Yeah. And it's just like Ice, Teaser, and Siski. You know, like you don't have any Samus experience to gather from. But even with that, it was like a really close game 5. I saw my mistakes. I saw like, okay, in that moment, my mental stamina went like really down, not because of the matchup, but I just noticed that my brain was like, okay, you have to revenge here, you have to side here, you have to do the stuff like this here, and my hands just went like, we don't want to keep playing. So I just miss a lot of punishes. I should be able to actually win with that. But even with that, I was really happy of my run. I was really happy of recovering that hype or that gameplay I have been getting like from Factor and SmashCon, because I really lost myself in Ultimate Wanted. So that loser random boss battle was like the thing I needed to continue growing as a player.
Yeah, I mean, again, that run was crazy. You won 11 sets straight after losing. That's exhausting. It makes sense that your hands just didn't want to play anymore after Grands. What I want to say is that it's funny because I feel like no matter what, you could feel a certain way about like going into a tournament, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. Like you'll still play well. Like there's been events where I felt absolutely fantastic. I got destroyed, and there's events where I felt like garbage and I did incredibly well. So it's weird, but yeah, sometimes this doesn't matter. Also, shout outs to Skygirl for the pep talk she gave you. it definitely helps to have like support at events because it could be like not just from playing but just being at events. It could be exhausting.
Yeah, it was not only that. It was I think the pressure of being in another country, not even like no country, continent. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it was,
different
like,
continent.
I'm really far from home, but yeah, Skyjay helped me a lot. Also, Meister helped me a lot with a lot of notes, like playing against, for example, Luigi, the Luigi player.
Luigi,
I don't
yeah,
know,
Luigi.
Luigi. Meister gave me a ton of notes about him, and it was like, okay, these notes actually helped me a lot. I could have win either way, I feel, but the gameplay was easier just because of those notes. Like I had those little interactions that Meister told me that allow me to take really early stocks or really good reads against Louis. So also like that big shout out to Meister for helping me on that really long run.
So out of that, who do you think was your hardest opponent aside from the two people who beat you?
Okay, my hardest opponent, I will say actually mentally, it was Middens, the Kazuya player, because being down 2-0 against Kazuya and commit one mistake in the game 3, it was like, dude, if I get hit by an electric, I may lose the stock and I may lose the entire set. But I think the one that was hardest, that actually played really good the matchup, it was Lancelot. Like he took some matchup experience from me in Ultimate Wanted. He money matched me 2 times. I won both of them. But the second one was game 5, the same as in the tournament. It was like, okay, I had to reverse 3 of him. He was playing really good the matchup. He was spacing really good. His first were like, okay, even if he's not like hitting me, he's zoning me really good. Where if I side B, I get hit because it's a disjointed, so I'm not grabbing a hardbox, so I don't have armor. If I'm trying to dash attack, he was just running away and then coming back to punish me. Every time I had revenge or I tried to do revenge, he was punishing me almost every time. As the set goes, even if I'm adapting, he was adapting with me. He was throwing me, waiting for the revenge, and then start the combo. He knew I had revenge, so I threw something. He just parry or dodge and then grabbed me. So I will say the one that had the best shot at winning me in losers in that moment, it was actually Lancelot.
Okay, yeah, shoutouts to him. I actually housed him when he was out here. He's a cool. He's a cool guy. It's fun to play with.
He's
too.
really cool.
Yeah. Also, I want to say, like, Kazuya, so I started saying this. I feel like versus Kazuya, you don't win, you just survive. Like, you don't win against Kazuya, you just survive him.
If he grabs me at 0, I'm most likely dead. And even if I survive, it's not like, if I'm in 80, the next electric is an out smash. And I'm in 100, the next electric is an out B. So I just said, he was like, I'm just trying to survive to this guy. I'm actually trying to kill him before he gets anything, not even like the electric, anything. Because if he gets the kick, electric. If he gets the trip, electric. Side B, trip, electric. Like, dude, I'm so afraid. That game 3 was like, I want to win.
Yeah, yeah, it's nuts. You talk about the tweet you made on my or the reply you made on my tweet. I remember you said on it you think that Incineroar is like one of the best characters against Fire Pass 2. Yeah, do you want to elaborate more on that? Because I read it, I'm like, what?
Okay, I'm even.
Oh, you're actually ready. You're like, oh, I've been waiting for this.
6 characters of the Fire Pass 2. It's Min, Kazuya, Steve,
Sora,
Aegis, Sora.
Yeah.
Well, it was not 6, 5, yeah.
And Sephiroth.
Sephiroth, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Sora is like. It's Sora, dude. It's a really bad character. The only thing cool about Sora in that matchup is the backer. Everything else in Incineroar just is really good against Sora. Okay, Aegis. Aegis is actually the only hard part about Aegis. It's Midra. Neutral Midra is difficult, but as she wants to commit with something every time she tries to do, Incineroar Nair is really good against her. And Incineroar is godlike edge guarding Pyra Midra. Really, really good, dude. Like the Nair just makes everything works. Even if she chains or air dodge, you can even hit her or continue the edge guard. If she tries to go really low with the OB, I don't know, Pyra OB for example, you can just side B to the ledge and you're gonna grab her, you're gonna throw her off stage. Don't get the lariat, like don't get the good hit. And she's like in a really bad spot. The next thing you have to do is just fair the recovery. It's actually really easy. If Midra tries to go for the OB on the ledge to actually hit across the ledge, you just revenge, like you just get charged for free, like stacks for free. And sometimes you're gonna hit her. Like the moment you hit her, it's like okay, she's dead. Down tilt, F tilt, that's all. That's all you need in that matchup. Sephiroth, that you like as people already saw, it's just about patience. You need to make every opening count. If you make like the max amount of damage without getting the wing, because Incineroar bread and butters against Sephiroth does like 60-70 damage. So he has wing until 80, and then you just need a really good hit on the ledge and he's dead. Like, I think I killed actually in 30% against his Rix on the second or third game. He was like really dominating the first stock. I just revenged one fair. I grabbed him with the side B on the ledge. He disappeared, dude. Like, I got any advantage I needed. It can be hard when he gets swing, but it's not that big of a problem if you keep your gameplay. Like, don't get reckless or take bad decisions just because wing is out. It's nothing different as playing against any other swordy. Min is actually the hardest one. You just need to know how to get around Ram. But once you get like that opening, you can actually kill her in every interaction. It's just like you need to know if she's gonna roll, if she's gonna stay in shield, and it's a side B and F tilt off stage. GG's, like literally GG's. And if she tries to throw like a lot of stuff, you just can revenge it. Like you have plenty of time to revenge like Charge Ram, the Dragon Head, Megaton, or Megawatt? Yeah,
Megawatt, yeah.
And if you revenge Megawatt, dude, like that's GG's for that stock. If you actually grab her, she's gonna die at 30-40%. Or even earlier, you know? For example, like the boss has a Min, and he doesn't want to pull out Min against me. He wants to pull Rosalina because he feels way better in that. Who am I missing?
Steve?
I think Steve is the most controversial because the moment I put like Incineroar is good against Steve, people went crazy. Like, and here it goes. Like, it's actually a really good argument. I think it's a really solid argument of that matchup. Like, every time someone is struggling against Steve, it's because he's throwing stuff and you can't just do nothing about it. Like, for example, you use Falco and Wolf against Steve, for example. If you reflect the downer or the side B, you get not much out of it unless the downer you reflect it like really on the top when he's actually just pulling it out. But every time Steve throws something against Incineroar, revenge is your best friend. He throws the card, you just need to short hop revenge. If he throws the downer, it's really reactable. Incineroar frame data combination with his not that much range, but his range on that matchup is actually everything you need to pull out that. Steve can do like, even if he has Diamond, it's not big of a problem with Incineroar. If he tries to, for example, if he has Diamond, but he's spamming the up tilt on your shield, you know that you can't do nothing about it normally. But with Incineroar, it's different. You can just mix it up with up B out of shield or just doing nothing. And then Steve is gonna be like, okay, I'm afraid of it. He's gonna run away. And I mean, I can't be like saying that with proofs right now because I haven't faced an Steve. Since I realized that matchup with Johnny, I played with him and I was like, okay, this is the matchup. But since that moment, I haven't faced any Steve. Dude. Like every time I'm close to facing a Steve, or a Steve is close to face me, he gets upset, I get upset, I didn't make the upset. For example, with Riddles, I'm like, this is like no cap, guys, everyone in the stream. If I was able to defeat Riddles on the Smash Concept, I'm pretty sure I could have defeat Onin, like, no cap, dude, like. If I had pulled out that was my top 8 because I would have been able to defeat Onin. Like nothing like, okay, nothing like I already win against Onin or. I'm just pretty sure of myself. I'm sure of myself that I will be able to defeat Onin that day. Like no cap, I'm really good at the matchup. Really good at the matchup, and Incineroar is amazing at the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, you need that confidence as a competitor. You're not gonna walk into a set and be like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get body for free." Like, why would you think that?
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't talk about Kazuya.
Oh, Kazuya. Oh, I think Kazuya is the hardest one, you know? Kazuya is like DLC Incineroar, not gonna lie. He has almost no range, but the problem is that I have to get close to him to actually hit him. I have no projectiles. I have not an amazing burst option or a no risky against burst option. Like I don't have a snake dash attack, for example. Every time I do something, I commit against Kazuya, but the problem is that commitment may kill me. I'm probably gonna lose this stock because Kazuya touches me. So that matchup is the hardest one across everyone in the Fire Pass 1 or 2, I will say. But yeah, like you have to be really aware of what the Kazuya wants. I mean, that's the reason I defeat Mittens, because I was able to get around everything he was doing, like literally everything. Every time he tried to roll, every time he tried to electric, every time he tried to parry, etc., I was on top of that. But that's the problem in that matchup. Like, I felt I won because I was way better player in that set. Like, nothing against him, it's just like he was being a normal Kazuya in that moment. Like, he completed his combos, he was doing electrics, and with that he was about to make a really good upset on that tournament. Every time I do something, I may lose my stock, and if I get something good against Kazuya, I may get 20 to 50%, maybe not even the stock, because he's as heavy as Incineroar. He's we are both the lightest super heavies. You have to play perfect that matchup. You can play perfect that matchup as Incineroar. The side B is really good in that matchup. The revenge, if you revenge an electric, he might die at 20-30%. You can take that stock, even if he is Kazuya. But that's the thing, it's a really, really heavy matchup. I mean, if you are, guys, if you have an Incineroar main, if you're an Incineroar main and you have, I don't know, Min against Kazuya, go Min. Believe me, you don't want to leave that matchup. You don't want to be. I'm winning. I'm even 3-stocking this guy, and just because I got electric 2 times, I lost the set. You don't want to leave that. But if you don't have like a secondary, Incineroar can do it. Believe me, you just have to be way better. It's possible, but it's really hard.
So, do you think it's like his hardest matchup currently?
No, I would say it's maybe Zero Switch Samus or Sonic.
Okay.
But like it's really close. Just not even because of the matchup overall. It's just because of how the game has to be played. You have to get close to a character that can kill you if you get close.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's Kazuya. Electrically got this. So what I noticed, at least from you explaining the Fire Pass 2 matchups minus Kazuya, a big factor seems to be just knowing how to effectively use revenge. That's like the big thing I heard you say, like, across the board.
Yeah, revenge, like, really, I think revenge is, if not the best counter, one of the best counters in the game. I'm pretty sure it's the best counter in the game. You can say like, oh, maybe Scintilla, but Scintilla has a lot of end lag. It's good that it hits after the counter not activating, that it just triggers itself, but it has a lot of blind spots as the Sora counter, for example. So yeah, revenge is a big factor, not only on those matchups, but on every matchup. You have to be really good playing around revenge. That's the reason one dude once told me, like, Meister coaches at Adrian or NukuX, he told me once, like, every time you get in, you have to make it count. Okay, so it's actually really true on every character, but I really felt that on Incineroar. Every time I get one opening, I have to make that count, and if I have revenge, I have to make it count even more. Why the revenge? Because why am I gonna try to parry Palutena Backer? Like, it's really safe. Why am I trying to parry a projectile? Every time I try, instead of trying to parry, revenge comes across. Like, it's the reason he's really good in the meta game. Like, he's really good against every meta character. Even if the opponent is like, okay, I'm feeling cool because I'm safe doing this, because it's safe on parry, it's a frame trap, and here comes Incineroar. No, it's not. Incineroar frame 3 revenge, it's what makes him extremely good. And not only the revenge, the fact that he has revenge, and he comes a menace in every sense. On his aerials, he got safer on aerials, he gets more shield stone and shield damage, and he got this mix-up of the side B, the Alolan Whip, one of the best command grabs in the game too. Like, just the fact that the side B exists, and more with revenge, makes the opponent have to wonder what are you gonna do. And that wonder is afraid of getting grabbed, so they do something like you can actually really punish. And Incineroar Edgeguard, it may have not the best recovery in the game. It's a really good recovery, but it may not have the best recovery in the game. But Incineroar Edgeguard is extremely good. If you know what tool to use, and also, for example, the Revenge into Fair Edgeguard, dude, is just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like, you have a hitbox on your recovery, you are dead. Because other counters is like, okay, it's a normal counter, but then they have like other options to come again, you know? But with Revenge, is like, I'm not just putting you closer to the Blast with the Revenge, I'm getting a combo out of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, Revenge is an amazing tool. It's I will say, like, if Incineroar didn't have Revenge, he will not be as good as he is right now. That's the reason, like, not other Incineroars has my results, because I'm really good at playing with Revenge, because I know Revenge is one of the best, or not the best, Incineroar tool, if you know how to use it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely showcase that with how you use it, and like even just like you explaining your approaches to matchups with it, it's like obvious that move's insanely good. It just does so much damage and kills, so totally makes sense. Okay, I guess I have 2 final questions. Do you think that Incineroar is solo viable?
Yes, he is. He has these little really annoying matchups. For example, I don't like, really funny enough, King DDD is really annoying for Incineroar.
That's interesting.
But, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, okay, I'm really good against a Snake as a matchup, but against DDD I struggle too much. I would say he's solo viable, but you really need to study every matchup. He can do so much in a lot of matchups, but you have to know what to do. You can't play the same way every time against every matchup. If you have to face a Mario, you have to know what to do against that character. Not only like any other top tier, like, oh, Palutena, I just need to back her. No, you have to know, like, when you can punish Mario, when you can punish like when you don't get punished, where you can side B, and not only the character, you have to study your opponent. Incineroar gets so much on little openings, but you need to know where to get those openings. He's solo viable, yes, but you need to really get deep into competitive against characters and against players.
Okay, my final question is, what are the next events you're going to?
Okay, actually a lot, to be honest. Like on my schedule, I have a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna have like the time, or as I live with my family, like you can go, the permission, but most likely yes. So my next events are gonna be Lost Tech City, end of this month at the last weekend. Then I'm planning on going to Big House, then Ludwig Lost Chance Qualifier, and if I get in, Ludwig Invitational. Then it's gonna be Let's Make Moves Miami finally, and like right now it's gonna be Poor Priority, and most likely I'm going to Smash World Tour and Main Stage. Like those are my 7-8 events. I don't know how many I said. 7-8 events. I'm gonna be on those events hanging around most likely with Meister, because we're gonna make the trip together, and we're gonna be playing doubles because like we discovered we are actually good in doubles. Like we both are good in doubles. So yeah, those are my 7-8 events that you're gonna most likely see me attending.
Okay. I just want to say that team sounds toxic.
It is.
Where can the people follow you on social media? Like, do you stream YouTube?
Twitter, it's Skyjay 2301. Twitch.tv/Skyjay _SSB. I have Metafy GG /Skyjay, just like that. And I'm actually like I was gonna say this like in some days, but like this is a really good opportunity to actually say it. I'm just gonna start doing this YouTube stuff, so you can follow me. It's gonna be just Skyjay space SSB. I'm gonna be updating. My first video is gonna be obviously about my recent loser run on boss battles. I'm gonna try to keep updating it, like every time I go to a tournament or every time something crazy goes on in my streams, you're gonna see it there. And yeah, I think that will be my most uses on social media.
Okay, cool, fantastic. So make sure to follow him, especially his YouTube channel. Give him the subs. It was a pleasure talking to you, man. It was nice to like just hear your mindset and just like your approach in Incineroar. So
thanks a lot also for inviting me. It was actually really cool to talk about it. Like normally I don't have like this big amount of opportunities to talk about my mindset or people actually hearing it. Like I just have these little moments or when a player comes across, but like telling that to a lot of people in this moment is like really cool. Thanks for the opportunity, Larry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So with that being done, chat, say goodbye to Skyjay. I will be doing another interview. I'm gonna be interviewing Zamba. Actually, okay, is there anything you want me to ask Zamba?
Oh,
anything you specifically want me to ask him?
What do Rob's main think when you land with Nair? You get punished and literally the next second you land again with Nair. Like, why do you think that's gonna work 2 or 3 times if it didn't work the first or the second time? Why?
All right. I will. I'm gonna set that up as Skyjay asked me to ask you that, but I will do it.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I really need to know that.
Yeah, no problem.